Good morning, children. How are you? Are you fine? Now let's move on to our today's class. Are you happy? Today let's study helping verbs. This is already familiar to you anyway. We can go through that again. Okay. Helping verbs. Do you know which are the helping verbs? Yeah, there are three forms. One is be form, then have form, then do form. Three forms. There are three helping verbs are there. Let's study one by one. This be form. Be form means all time tell you what are be forms. Which are the be forms? Yeah, they are is, am, are, was, were. These verbs are the be forms. And helping verbs. The word is what? Helping verb means they help the main verb. They are used before the main verb. So they are used to support the main verb. That's why they are known as helping verbs. Helping verbs are otherwise known as auxiliary verbs. Auxiliary verbs. So her be forms are is, am, are, was and were. Next one is have form. Do you know which are the have forms? Yeah, you're right. They are have, has and had. So have forms are have, has and had. Then another one is do form. Do you know which are the do forms? Yeah, you are right. Do, does and did. Do, does and did. They are the do forms. Now, let's see one by one. Be forms. I told you be forms are is, am, are, was and were. And here, these helping verbs, these be forms are used to show the present continuous form or past continuous form. That means after this be form, after this is, you can use the ing form of the verb. Verb plus ing form. For example, is walking. Is the be form and walking is the ing form of the verb. So most of the case we are using be form plus ing form of the verb. But this can be these be forms can be also used as main verbs. Not all cases, some cases only. Mainly we are using for present. It is used for continuous form of the verb. So same way, am can be used with ing form of the verb, are also ing form of the verb, was plus ing form, were plus ing form. And this is also used with to form passive voice. When we use it for when we use these be forms with passive voice, then passive voice means verb helping verb plus V3 form of the verb. There we use V3 form. V3 means past perfect form. That is plus walked. In passive voice only we use that kind of things. But mainly we are using be form plus ing form of the verb. Is, am, are. They are used with present tense, and was and were can be used with past tense. So these are present tense and was and were past tense. That's about be form. Now let's go to next one, have form. I told you have forms are have, has and had. Have and has, they are used with present tense. They are used in present tense, and had can be used in past tense. You know the how we use that. After have form, you have to use only V3 form of the verb. After have form, you can use V3 form of the verb. That is past perfect form of the verb. Have plus walk. For example, walk. Have plus walked. This one is the V3 form. So have plus V3 form. For example, another example, eat. What is the how we use eat with have form? What? Have plus eaten. First form is eat. Second for that is past tense is ate, and past participle is eaten. That is the V3 form. Have eaten, has eaten, had eaten. Clear? So after this have form, we have to use V3 form of the verb. And have and has can be used in present tense, and had can be used in past tense. And this is also used in passive voice, and also it can stand alone. Sometimes it can stand alone. That time it performs the duty of a main verb. Mostly most of the time it do the duty of a helping verb. Means that's why have plus this verb. Main verb is a walked. So here have is performing the duty of supporting verb or helping verb or auxiliary verb. And next one, do form. Do form, I told you 3 do forms are there: do, does and did. Here also do and does can be used with present tense, and did can be used with past tense. And I told you do can be used, do and does can be used with present tense, and other one can be used with past tense. I often say, I think all of you remember, after do form you have to use only the V1 form of the verb or root form of the verb. And most of you are not writing that way, even though I told many times we are doing in another, but this time onwards you have to follow this rule. After do form use only V1 form of the verb or root form of the verb. For example, do walk, does walk, did walk. Whatever it is, you have to use only V1 form of the verb. Is it clear to you? Now let's see where we use this be with how the subject can be agree with the verb. Singular. For singular, we have to use is and was. Is in present tense and was in past tense. With I, you have to use am. With plural, you have to use are or were. Clear? That is about B form. Next one. What about this has and has, have, had? Here have can be used with with plural subjects. Plural subjects in present tense. If it is present tense, we have to use with this have can be used with plural subject. Plural means more than one thing. For example, they have walked, they have eaten. That is one example. And has can be used with singular subject. Singular can be used with singular noun or pronoun. Has can be used with singular noun or pronoun. For example, he has written a letter. He has written a letter because he is singular. What about had? Had is past tense. So in past tense, we have to use only one. Don't think whether the subject is singular or plural. No need of thinking that. Just use had. Had plus V3 form. Had eaten. Had written. Okay. But some exceptional case is there. Even though I is singular, we have to use have in present tense. You may be singular or plural, but you should use only have. That you have to remember. All other cases we use have with plural, but in the case of I and you have to use have. Understand? Next one, do. Do form. Do and does can be used with present tense. And here, just say how subject can be agreed with verb. Here, do can be used after plural subjects. It can be used with plural subjects. Plural means more than one. But here also can be used for I, you have to use only do, even though it is singular. Okay, that is an exceptional case. And you also do. These two are exceptional cases. So otherwise you have to use do with plural nouns or pronouns. Then does can be used with singular nouns or pronouns. And did can be used, don't think of, if it is past tense, don't think whether the subject is singular or plural, just use did. But remember, after do form you have to use only V1 form of the verb. This is about helping verbs. We have to study modal auxiliary that we can study later. They include can, will, etc. Can, will, shall, etc. They are modal auxiliary. Here we study only these three forms: be form, have form, and do form. I hope it is clear to you. Okay. Now let's move on to our next topic, that is transitive and intransitive verbs. Verbs is divided into two. They are transitive verb and intransitive verb. Transitive verb and intransitive verb. Let's see what is transitive verb and intransitive verb. So let's go on to one example. I ate an ice cream. I ate an ice cream. Here, this is the sentence. And in this sentence, tell me which is the verb? Just the action word? Yeah. Ate is the action word. And this is the past tense of eat. I ate an ice cream. Ate is the verb. And I ate what? I ate what? Yes, ice cream. An ice cream. Ice cream is the thing which I ate. So, when you ask a question, what to the verb, if you get an answer, then we can call it as the object. What is that? Object. Here ice cream is the object. So, since this verb has an object, we can call it as transitive verb. What is that? Transitive verb. If the verb has an object, then we can call it as a transitive verb. How can we understand that? Because when you ask a question, what to the verb, then if you get an answer, then it is a transitive verb. Is it clear to you? Yeah. Another example. He writes a letter. He writes a letter. Here writes is the verb. He writes what? A letter. Letter is the object. So it is writes is the transitive verb. Okay. Now another example. He loves. He loves. Tell me which is the verb? He loves. Loves is the verb. This is the action word. And what he loves? We don't know. We didn't get an answer. What he loves. So there is no object. So that kind of verbs are known as intransitive verbs. If the verb does not have any object, then that is intransitive verb. When the verb has an object, then it is the transitive verb. Transitive verb means has an object. Intransitive verb means does not have an object. Does not have, not has, does not. I told you earlier, do forms follow V1 form. So does not have an object. Is it clear? So transitive and intransitive. Then now let's study the two kinds of objects. What are the two kinds of objects? So before that, just read the sentence. He writes a story. He writes a story. Here, which is the object? Which one? A story is the object. How can we understand it as the object? He writes what? A story. So it is an object. The action the action is writing a story. The story is the object. This is the object. How many objects are here in this sentence? Only one object. The action directly, direct action is writing a story. So it is when you ask a question, what to the verb, and if you get the answer, that is the direct object. Next one. Anu told us an interesting story. Anu told us an interesting story. Anu told what? And what is the answer for that? An interesting story. An interesting story is the direct object. An interesting story is the direct object. This one is the direct object. Because we got the answer to the question what. So this an interesting story is the direct object. Anu told an interesting story to whom? Whom? Yeah, to us. Us is the what? They are the receiver. So us is the indirect object. Us is the indirect object. So you can ask the question who to the action. Then you can, if you get the answer, then it is the indirect object. So I will repeat. Here we studied objects, two kinds of objects. They are direct object and indirect object. How can we identify the objects as direct objects? Some cases you can see only one object in a sentence, then that is the direct object. And if you see more than one object in a sentence, then you have to ask the question what to the verb. Then if you get the answer, then that is the direct object. And if you ask the question to whom, then if you get the answer, that is the indirect object. I told you transitive verb has objects, so that is why it is transitive, and verb that does not have an object, that is intransitive verb. And here two types of objects are there, direct object and indirect object. I hope all of you understood all these things.
Your today's activity is have to do exercises D, E and F given in page number 23 and 24 in your grammar textbook. So write that in the textbook and click photo and get ready for the game. I hope all of you understood today's class. So what all things I taught you, go through that. And if you have any doubt, contact me. Till we meet in the next class. Bye.